Hey, Coach. I was just wondering if you think Julius Randle can keep up this kind of pace all year. If he kind of seemed tired yesterday.
Well, I don't know. He played on that Laker team. They walk the ball up all the time, so we got to get him in shape. Nah, just kidding. No, I think he will be, but I do think that it's something that you have to become accustomed to, and it's not something that happened overnight. He worked hard in training camp. And some guys can't play those long stretches. I think he's great, for 6, 7, 8 minutes max. And then I think you got to take him out a little bit. But, the way we played him last night, you can see how effective he is, especially against switching defenses and smaller guys. I thought he did a great job of reading the situation and making plays when he had to and then making passes when he had to. But I don't see a problem at all because they played that way. Actually, for the longest time, they had the best pace in the league when he was with the Lakers. So.
Is that one of the better jobs you've seen a team do as far as like just finding advantages and finding guys that had mismatches and stuff like that?
Well, I don't know if it was that as much it was that we just had good ball movement and we let the game come to us. We didn't try to manipulate anything or we didn't try to hold the ball and get certain mismatches. I thought we did a great job of creating movement, creating cuts, and obviously when you do that, one of the things that Steve Kerr used to always say when we were at Golden State, if you're cutting and you're moving the basketball, then the ball will always find the mismatch. And I thought that's what we did last night.
You think Alfred's able to see a little bit better now with the haircut? He was able to see the basket a little bit better?
I thought he did a good job. I told him he'd probably have 30 triple doubles now if he hadn't, if he'd have cut it 2 years ago. But I think you can see that he's every day he's getting better at what we kind of want him to do. He's such a cerebral guy, so everything you say to him, he really takes it literally. So I have to get him to understand that when I call a play or when we leave a timeout, if we've got a transition or we got numbers on the break, then that play has to wait, a few more times. And I think he's slowly becoming aware of that. I told him I have to send him to the Rondo school,
You think that'll come more time and comfortability?
Well, it will, and it's just like, I don't know if he's played with this kind of freedom before. I don't know if he has, and it's not a negative or a positive to any other place that he's played. But I think when you play with that kind of freedom, sometimes you're reluctant to just go. But I think eventually basketball instincts take over, and he understands that, when we have numbers or we have a transition situation, then we can put that play on the back burner until, we have a situation where we're in a half-court set.
Do you think that's just him trying, coming into a new system and trying to
that's
sure he does what his coach is saying?
He's going to do whatever you tell him to do, and so that's why I think that I have to explain to him that he does have the freedom to go away from that. The one thing that I talked to Rondo about, even sometime, except in the last, obviously, the 2 minutes of the game, but if he's called a play on a foul shot and I call a play, we'll always run the play that the point guard calls. Because they're out there and they may see something that I don't really see.
Obviously, you're not going to dwell on any game when you play 82 of them. But if your players were inclined to do so, I would assume your next opponent would get their attention because of the 2 games here last year.
No question about it. We've talked about that. And if you go look on my board right there, we got, home losses, and we have a 2 by Sacramento with a circle around them. So they're a good young team that's very athletic, and they're playing with a lot of young guys when you think about it. Bagley and Fox, and even the kid that they drafted from Duke a few years ago. They got a bunch of 20 to 24 or 5 years old. Even in Buddy's case, they've got a lot of young guys who's trying to establish themselves in the league, and because of that, they feel like they can go in and beat anybody at any time, and they had great wins last year, not just against us, but some, Golden State and some other teams where, they want to establish themselves. So You know, we have to come out and we have to play, you know, as hard or maybe even harder than we did last night. You know, that's just the way the NBA is.